Imagine a world where silence is not emptiness, but potential, where stillness is not weakness, but power concealed. In a time when voices scream for attention and devices hum without pause, there exists an ancient force, buried beneath the noise, a forgotten mastery of being. Today, we begin a journey into the quiet realm of discipline, intention, and presence, not as a rejection of joy, but as a resurrection of meaning, not to condemn pleasure, but to question its place in the architecture of our lives. In this 90-minute exploration, we dive into the depths of modern life's greatest paradox. Why does a world obsessed with happiness leave us feeling so empty? We will not shout the answers. We will uncover them, layer by layer, through the wisdom of philosophers, the findings of psychologists, and the whispers of ancient traditions. Let us begin. Chapter 1: The Mirage of Endless Delight. Imagine a society where every hunger is met before it becomes unbearable, where pleasure is automated, scheduled, and served on demand. You wake, and the world has already anticipated your every desire. It sounds like utopia, but ask yourself this: when was the last time you felt truly satisfied? The more accessible pleasure becomes, the less valuable it feels. This is the curse of the hedonic treadmill, a term used in psychology to describe the phenomenon where each new joy, no matter how thrilling, quickly becomes the new normal. A baseline, a starting point for the next craving. A meal, a like, a new purchase. Each promises a spike of happiness and delivers. But then, the hunger returns, sharper, louder, and so we chase. Not because we are greedy, but because we are wired to adapt. But adaptation without reflection is addiction with a friendly face. Chapter 2: Huxley's Silent Warning. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World envisioned a dystopia not ruled by fear, but by pleasure. No cages, no dictators, just soma, a drug, a symbol, a system. In Huxley's world, people weren't forced into obedience. They chose it, because disobedience would mean discomfort, pain, reflection. In our world, soma wears a different face. The algorithm that shows you exactly what you want to see, the food that soothes your anxiety, the entertainment that fills every spare second. Convenience has replaced contemplation. Comfort has replaced challenge. We are not enslaved by force. We are lulled by luxury. Chapter 3: The Currency of Attention. In this era, Your attention is a commodity, not just your time, but your inner space. Your mental real estate is being harvested, monetized, and manipulated. Every notification is a bid for your consciousness. Every scroll, a transaction. Tristan Harris, a former design ethicist at Google, revealed that tech companies do not sell products. They sell certainty, the certainty that you will return. Through intermittent rewards, they mirror the mechanics of slot machines. Randomized validation, sudden surges of dopamine, an invisible leash. And like all leashes, it is only as strong as your ignorance. To reclaim your freedom, you must first understand what has been taken. Chapter 4. The illusion of freedom. What does it mean to be free? Is it the ability to do whatever you want? Or is it the strength to do what is meaningful, even when you don't want to? Freedom is not indulgence. It is discipline. As Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about choosing it consciously, making space for it, rather than letting it hijack your life. Discipline creates boundaries, and within those boundaries, joy becomes real because it is chosen, not automatic. Chapter 5. The depth of stillness. In ancient philosophy, from Stoicism to Taoism, stillness was not seen as stagnation, but as clarity. To be still is not to be inactive. It is to be rooted. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." But today, when we are alone, we do not retreat inward. We escape outward. We scroll. We binge. We numb. We are terrified of being with ourselves. But it is in stillness that the truth surfaces. What are you avoiding? What pain have you covered in digital noise? Silence does not ask for your performance. It asks for your presence. Chapter 6. Pleasure as a trap of the ego. There is a form of pleasure that nourishes the soul: art, intimacy, awe. And then there is a pleasure that serves only the ego: status, comparison, consumption. We confuse visibility with validation, but the ego is insatiable. It feeds on more, not meaning. When your identity is built on fleeting highs, you are always one scroll away from despair. And so we must ask, are we building a life or a performance? Chapter 7. Meaning as resistance. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, believed that meaning is the antidote to suffering. When we orient our lives towards something greater than the self, suffering becomes bearable, even joyful. Purpose transforms pain into progress. Meaning is not something you find, it is something you create through commitment, through courage, through contribution. To create is to rebel against entropy. To love is to rebel against apathy. To endure is to rebel against despair. These are not easy acts, they are sacred ones. Chapter 8. Reclaiming the sacred modernity has sterilized life. In our pursuit of convenience, we have lost our rituals. We eat, but we do not gather. We speak, but we do not listen. We exist, but we do not live. The sacred is not religious. It is intentional. Lighting a candle before a meal, looking someone in the eyes when you speak, walking without headphones. These are acts of rebellion against distraction, against numbness. Every sacred act is a return, a remembering of what matters, of who you are. Chapter 9. The threshold of transformation. To change, you must cross a threshold, a liminal space between comfort and the unknown. Transformation is not tidy. It is messy, frightening, necessary. The cocoon must dissolve before the butterfly can emerge. And so, you will grieve, not only for what was lost, but for what was false. You will feel fear, but fear is a compass. You will feel resistance, but resistance is a signal. This path is not for the faint of heart. It is for those tired of half living, for those ready to wake up. Chapter 10. A call to conscious living. Now, we arrive not at the end, but at the beginning of a life not dictated by impulse, but by intention. You have a choice: to continue numbing or to begin noticing, to consume or to create, to perform or to be. In the words of the mystic poet Rumi, don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. Let your discomfort be a doorway. Let your emptiness become the space where truth can echo. This is your moment. The world does not need more pleasure seekers. It needs presence bearers. Will you answer the call? Let this be your vow. To live with eyes open, to love with heart unguarded, to walk the path not of ease, but of essence. And in doing so, not only will you find yourself, you will remind the world what it means to be truly alive.